Hello and welcome to the Art Market podcast. Hello, I'm here with textile designer Helen Taylor.
Hi Fiona, thank you very much.
And for the listeners, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yes, I make hand knitted lampshades. I knit tubes of knitting in different yarns, and I try to choose my yarns to have the lowest environmental impact that I can. So I go for recycled yarns and silk and undyed linen and so on, rather than cotton, which has quite a high environmental impact from producing and processing the cotton. And yeah, my lampshades are quite unusual because they're sort of asymmetric and curvy in shape, because they've got a soft knitted textile cover, which stays flexible. People think that it might be solid like other lampshades, but it's not. It's
curvaceous.
Yes, curvy and twisty.
Yes. How long have you been doing what you do?
About 18 months. What happened was that I had a corporate career. My previous career was in sustainability consultancy, so there's an environmental element there for me. But I realised that it wasn't what I wanted to carry on doing for the next however many decades I keep working, and I just felt there was more to life. I'd had this growing feeling, and one day I was in Edinburgh for work, and I was out buying a sandwich for lunch on the phone to my brother, and I just suddenly sort of burst out, "I'm creative! I need to get back to creativity," and it was like a eureka moment. And from then I realised, I need to change the direction I'm going, and I started to think about what I wanted to do, sort of get my hand back into creativity, which I hadn't been doing anything creative for sort of 10, 20 years. So
it's a brave step to kind of say, right, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to what I love.
Yes, it was a brave step, but it was it wasn't like a choice. I felt that it was that or or die, basically. 40 years of oblivion. So it wasn't a hard choice to make, and it was kind of like coming home. It's definitely the right choice.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you've got an unusual name. Where do you get the name from?
The name O's, it's French for dare. It's not pronounced quite like that, but O's is French for dare. And the idea of dare was it's about, partly for me, daring to take that leap and go for what I really wanted, and partly about daring to choose a sculptural, unusual object to be part of your room, part of your space.
Yeah.
I personally love my lampshades.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, definitely. I think they're really unusual and curvaceous and just very feminine, but kind of goes into different shapes, isn't it? So
yeah, it's quite a strong shape.
It's quite versatile.
Yes. But it is unusual. The curves are unusual. They're sort of the natural curves that arise out of the textile cover. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're what would be mathematically described as perfect curves or something. I don't know, but they're not drawn curves, so they are quite organic. And I think they sort of punctuate a space, because a pendant lamp is hanging in the middle of a space, punctuates that space. And for me, I think that they're a good focal point.
Absolutely.
But it does take a little bit of daring to choose one of those as opposed to a high street ordinary shape. But once you go for it, you'll never look back. That's what I think.
When did you first come up with the idea to use the knitted material for your lampshades?
I needed a new lampshade for my bedside table, and I had an old lampshade frame, and I was looking. I'd looked in all the shops, and I hadn't found anything that I really liked, that caught my eye, and that was something a bit special. So I decided to use this old lampshade frame to make my own, and I actually, the very first one was woven. So I stripped down the lampshade frame and then wove it with soft, fluffy wool. And in the process of that, I realised that I could mount the rings slightly skewed so that it would be asymmetrical. And when I finished it, I looked at it and thought, I really like that. And so I got a good reaction from friends and family as well. People said, wow, that's fantastic. They spotted it and noticed it. So I thought, okay, let's make some more. But I realised that knitting was actually although you wouldn't think it, it's a much quicker way to produce the fabric for the shade.
Yeah.
And it also, and crucially, it allows for better quality control, because you get the same results each time with knitting. It's a more controlled textile to produce.
Have you done the art market before?
No, I haven't, but I'm extremely excited actually, Fiona, because it's a really high-class event, and I'm really gratified to have been accepted onto the list as one of the participating artists. So no, but hopefully this might be one of further ones to come.
Yes, definitely. So what are you looking forward to the most about the art market?
Well, I've always been one for craft fairs. I love going and seeing handmade things, and I'm looking forward enormously to seeing the work of the other artists. And I'm in the market for various things. I'm actually decorating a couple of rooms in my house at the moment.
Fantastic.
So I'm in the market for things to go on my walls. So I'm particularly looking forward. I love prints, and I'm particularly looking forward to seeing Alison Deegan's prints, because I just like the sort of graphic images of prints. And also there's a textile artist called Tanya Palmer who's participating, and I'm looking forward to seeing her sort of monochrome freehand embroidery. I think it's gorgeous. And I should be looking for Christmas presents. So I'm always in the market for jewellery and lovely accessories and things. And to be perfectly frank, I will be buying. I'm sure if I leave without any of Nikki Ainskow's
Me too.
beautiful ribbon things, then I'll be
They're
amazed.
amazing, aren't they?
Absolutely gorgeous. And yes, I'm despite being a lampshade maker, I'm also in the market for a lampshade for my bedroom. So I quite like fairly neutral, simple sculptural shapes. So I'm looking forward to seeing Kirsty Patrick,
That's on the flyer?
Yes.
Art market flyer? Yeah.
Yes, her lovely spherical 3-dimensional lampshades. And basically, I shall be partaking of the homemade cakes. And
Brendan's cooking.
Excellent. Yeah, just hanging out and enjoying that sort of weekend, autumn craft market vibe.
Be really lovely and very cosy, I think. Where can we buy your work?
Well, I've got my own website, and you can buy directly from me. And my website address is www.ozdesigns.co.uk. And my lamps are also stocked in the absolutely lovely Radiance lighting shop in Hebden Bridge by Hannah Nunn. And I've also got some lamps in the Broadstone Gallery in Reddish in Stockport. And some of my lamps are available in Derbyshire, so I'm sort of multi-county, in Derbyshire from the Monsaldale Craft Centre on Monsal Head. And I'm looking for other stockists as well. I'm just starting off and gradually developing the business. So if you're interested in stocking my lamps, have no hesitation in contacting me. And
we can just contact you direct from your website?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Have you any exciting news or exhibitions coming up?
There are a few things going on. I only recently started my business, but I've actually been lucky enough to be part of a feature in Independent Online about upcycling and producing manufactured items out of recycled materials. Also, I actually, and slightly randomly, had an email from a guy in South Korea asking whether I'd like to be in a book on recycling in the UK.
Wow.
So that's quite How
random.
Very random. But it's there's a lot of interest in recycled products and reducing, just being a bit more thoughtful about how we consume and what we we bring into our homes. So it's obviously it's of worldwide interest what we get up to in this country. And with regard to exhibitions, I'm planning to do more exhibitions and events like the art market in the coming year. So I shall be getting out there as I develop the business.
What do you love most about being a designer?
It's the freedom. I mean, it's not without its stresses. Being a designer, obviously, you're aiming to create something that not only you like, but other people will like as well, and ultimately to be able to earn money and make a living, and to make them on a bigger scale so that they can really have impact in bigger spaces. That is where I would like to go next.
Do like a big art installation?
Yeah, installation, for example, in an atrium or in somebody's hallway, but just something that is a real punctuation, like people will really go stop there and notice it. Yeah,
fantastic. It's been lovely meeting you. I've really enjoyed it.
You too, Fiona. Thank you.
If you'd like to know more about the art markets, go to www.artmarkets.co.uk.